Don't forget to like and subscribe to Jolie Knots Crochet. Hit share, go ahead and share with your friends, or you can hit that little bell to get notifications when new patterns release.
Welcome to Jolie Knots Crochet. Today we are going to be working on this Boho floral square. I'm using this pattern for a few squares and a few other patterns that I'm going to have. So this is going to be the tutorial that you need to make this square. The yarn that I'm going to be using is Siphonia. It is a sport weight yarn. The recommended hook size is a 3mm. This color is Morado. I got this yarn at Hobby Lobby, but I actually got it on clearance. So this particular color is discontinued color, but I'm sure there's other shades of purple or whatever you want. This is a mercerized cotton, 100% cotton. What you can do is essentially use any yarn and any hook. It's a square, so it doesn't really matter what you would like to use. So with this yarn, we're going to be using a 4.25mm hook. I'm not going to go as tiny as a 3 because I want it to be a little bit more flowy and drapey for the projects that I'm working on, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing that we are going to do is chain 8. So make a slip knot. And we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoops, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So what we're going to do with those 8 is we're going to make a slip knot, or we're going to slip stitch it to the beginning to make a ring. And we are going to put 16 single crochets into that ring. 16 single crochets. Okay, so we've got our slip stitch to join, chain 1, and 16 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and get to your 16, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, now that we've got our 16 single crochets into this ring, we are going to slip stitch to the first to join. Now go ahead and count to make sure you have those 16. We're going to put double crochets in every single one of these. So if you are off by one, then your square is not going to come out properly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain up 4. This is going to count as your first double crochet and a chain 1 space. And then we're going to put a double crochet right into that next stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1, whoops, and double crochet into the next stitch. So go ahead and do that all the way around. Will start to look like this. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and you'll go all the way around. Okay, go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so now that you are at the end, count your double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Go ahead and chain 1. And then slip stitch to the top of the third chain to join. All right, and so now for round 3. round 3, we're going to be making the petals for this. So you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that chain space. And for the petals, we're going to be working in the chain spaces. Let me show you the first. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. That's going to count as our first double crochet. And we are going to put 2 more double crochets into that same space. All right, don't chain 1. We're going to go into this chain space and we're going to do a single crochet. All right, now into this next space, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to chain 3. And we're going to put 3 double crochets right into that same space. So the first space that we did the double crochets 3 in, we're going to finish off with the second of the double crochets. It's a little bit easier than trying to slip stitch all the way up, and I think it's a little bit of a neater look. So go ahead and complete this. You're going to put 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Into the next space, you're going to put a single crochet. Single crochet, and that's your mini repeat. Double crochets. And 1, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, and then a single crochet into the next space. Go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 3. How we're going to finish that is to go ahead and put your last single crochet into that last space, and then we're going to add our next 3 double crochets into this space to finish that off. So 1, 2, and 3. Now instead of chaining 3, the join that we're going to do is a double crochet join. Because we're chaining 3 typically, a double crochet has a height of 3. So what we're going to do is go ahead and yarn over, find the top of the 3rd chain, and go ahead and put your double crochet. Now, into this space, this is going to be the first part of the first stitch of our row 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay. So we're not chaining up 1. What we're going to do is go ahead and put our hook right back into that space, pull up a loop, and we're putting a single crochet. All right. So that's our single crochet. Now chain 3 into the top of this petal. We are going to put 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. It's not another petal, even though it has the same stitches as one, but this is where we're going to start making our square. Oops. So, through double crochet, chain 3, and then into this one we're going to put a single crochet. Chain 3, and then you're going to put here, just like here, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets is going to go into this spot. You are going to chain 3, single crochet. So essentially you're going to have 4 corners, and then each side is just going to have a single crochet hanging onto those petals. All right, so go ahead and finish that, and I will meet you back at the end of the round. Okay, so now that we are at the end of the round, we've already chained 3. This is our single crochet. We're just going to slip stitch right into that stitch. just like that. And that is how we have started our square. So the next round, what we're going to do, it's actually very simple. It's going to be all double crochets with corners. And how we're going to do that is we are going to first, well, all double crochets plus a few front post double crochets. We're going to chain up 2, and we are going to front post double crochet around this single crochet. So yarn over, put your hook behind the stitch, yarn over and pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that first stitch is your front post double crochet. Now into this chain 3 space, we are going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now into our next 3 double crochets, we're going to put 1 double crochet in each. 1, 2, and 3. Now into that corner space, same thing, we're going to put 3 double crochets, but we're only going to chain 2. Like I said, we are working to make our corners. So it's going to make it a little bit more of a square instead of a little bit rounded. 1, 2, 3. So here we are. Here's what you should look like. Got a front post double crochet, 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space, 3 double crochets on top of these 3, so 1 in each stitch, 3 double crochets in the corner, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Starting on this side, we're going to do a double crochet in each stitch, 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space, front post double crochet, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then a corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Go ahead and do that all the way around, and I will meet you back at this side. Okay, so now that we are at the end of the round, we are going to slip stitch into the top of the front post double crochet. Now when we do that, we are going to start the next round by slip stitching into that next double crochet. And that's where we're going to start our round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where we're going to start our round 6. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 4. And just like in here, that chain 4 is going to count as your first double crochet as well as your chain space. All right, skip a stitch. Into the next stitch, we're going to make a double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch. Into the next stitch, we're going to do another double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch. Into the next stitch, double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch. Now you should be at the last double crochet before the corner, and you're going to stick a double crochet in there. Now to work our corners, it's going to be pretty easy. I mean, simple, of course. Chain 1, stick a double crochet right into that corner space. Chain 2, 1 double crochet again into that same corner space. Chain 1. And then we're going to put our next double crochet into the first double crochet of this side. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way across. Chaining 1, skipping a stitch, double crocheting into the next. Now you'll know, of course, if your count is off, if you get to the end and you're off stitches. To keep you going on the right track, what you're going to notice is once you get into the middle, this front post double crochet, you're not working into that. We're skipping that. So that's the stitch you're skipping, and then working into the other one. And we're just going to go all the way around like I did when we started. And go ahead and finish that all the way around what I've just showed you, and I will meet you back all the way around, and I will meet you right back here. Okay, so now that we are at the end of this round, we've got our last double crochet and our last chain one. We're going to slip stitch to the top of the third chain right over here, making sure not to go into the fourth one, and then we won't have our space. Now for the last row, all we're going to do is put single crochets. So it's going to be chain one, single crochet into the double crochet, single crochet into the chain space, single crochet into the next double crochet. We're going to complete that all the way around. Our corners are going to have one single crochet, chain two, one single crochet. If you like this tutorial, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the little notification bell if you like. Go ahead and share it. It's ideal if we watch the video all the way through. Subscribe so that you can see the remainder of the videos, the projects that I'm going to be doing with this square, and I hope to see you again next time. Once you finish all of those, this is what your square is going to look like. So we've got all of our rounds, our flowers, corners, first rows double crochet, and then a fillet row, and then single crochets all the way around. All right, thank you everybody for watching Jolie Knots Crochet.